Hello and welcome to this video tutorial where I'm going to be walking you step by step how to build a hotel booking website. So if you're looking forward to create a booking website for hotel, for vacation, for resort, something like an hostel, apartment or Airbnb, then this video is for you. So do make sure you watch the video to the end, and all the links and all the information I'm going to be sharing in this video, I'm going to leave a link to them in the description of this video, and also a timestamp. If there's any part of this video that you want to watch much later, you can easily access them or jump to that particular minute of the video from the timestamp. All right. So before we get into it, let me give you an idea of what we are going to be creating. So like you can see here, this is one of the hotel website I'm going to be using as an example, all right, in the course of this video. So like you can see here now, the idea of this video is not just to create this exact website, but you can use the knowledge you're going to acquire in this video to create just any kind of hotel, apartment or resort website. Okay, so you can see right here, you have your hero section, you can have slider image, you can have videos, you can see you have your menus here, your logo and the likes. You can see here, you can select your check-in, your checkout, and then maybe adult, children or guests, and some other informations right here. You can see right here, you can display the rooms that you have available, and a whole lot of other information that you might want to showcase on your own page. All right. So let's say, for example, when someone come on your website, they can decide to check in. They come in here to put in the check-in date, and let's say they want to check in on this day and maybe don't check out on the following day. They can go ahead and search, and what it will do, it will show a list of available accommodation or apartments. For example, you can see this is what the result page looks like, and you can also customize the way it appears. For example, this is appearing in the form of a list. Okay, you can let it appear in different ways that is available. Okay, you can see right here, you can see the currency converter option is here. So let's say I want to book this room now. I can just select that. Okay, how many of this room did I want? This is superior room. I can select maybe I want 2 of it. So that is what this option is for. So let me just book one, and you can see I've booked one superior room. I can go ahead and also book maybe this signature room. I can go ahead and also book it together. All right, so it all depends on you. So once you are done, just click on the confirm reservation and you'll be directed to your checkout page. So on this page, you just enter all of this information. It's asking you that, okay, for the first accommodation, how many adults? Let's say 2. For children, maybe no children. I can put in the guest name. So let's say the name of the guest is Prosper. The additional service that if you want to offer your customers or your client additional service, maybe like breakfast, airport transfer, maybe massage or the likes, and right there you see a breakdown, a price breakdown of everything right here. And then you can also have this. So the next thing, they'll have to put in their information, which they will use to, as the customer, they have to put in their information of the person that is actually making that booking. In terms of payment method, you can see there are a whole lot of payment method that is available to you. All right, you can use you can make available multiple payments method. You can just choose 2, 3, or depending on how flexible you want it to be for your customers to check out, or maybe where you are operating from. And you can also enable these terms and conditions whereby they'll have to check this option before they can book. So once they create a booking, now there's also an option where they can also create an account. Okay, if you want them to be able to create an account when booking, or you want them to book as a guest, those options are available to you. It all depends on how you want your website to be run or how you intend to manage your website. So after booking, you are going to receive an email. You as that's the customer, they are going to receive an email. You as the hotel owner or the resort owner or the business owner, you're also going to receive an email only. Okay, and that is how the system works. So with that now, how do you go ahead to get started with this? Okay, so let's come back here. So for you to get started with any website, basically you are going to need 2 things. You are going to need your domain name and you are going to need your hosting. So when we talk about your domain name, that's your website name. That name, they are going to press type into their browser, the .com or .org, maybe like the hotels.com, facebook.com, google.com. You're going to need your own domain name, and you're also going to need hosting. Now, this website I just showed you, all this information, all the images on the website, they are being stored somewhere, all right, to make it easy for your customer to be able to access your website. Okay, so where they are being stored is what we refer to as the hosting. That's just a simple way of defining what hosting and domain is. All right, so for you to get your hosting and domain, a platform comes highly recommendable because you're going to be getting your free domain, all right, as a new customer, and you're also going to be getting as high as 75 to 85% discounts. Okay, so for you to get your domain and hosting, so just come over to this website, akprosperblog.com/hosting, and then you'll be taken to this page. All right, so depending on when you are accessing this page, all right, the look might be different, okay, because they usually update their homepage from time to time. However, but if you can see here, launch your website today with its 5% off. All right, so they are always giving, you definitely be getting a discount. So for you to get started, you can just press the start now button and to take you where they have their pricing plan. Now, if you're on the website and you can't really see this option of start now or something, just scroll down. You're definitely going to see where they are going to list out their pricing. All right, so the reason why I'm saying this is that they usually change their own page from time to time. All right, so once you're on this page, this is where you're going to get your hosting, and like I said, you're going to be getting a free domain. All right, so you can see they currently have 3 packages. We have the premium, the unlimited, and the cloud startup. Again, once you are here, and if you see that the names have changed, okay, because again, these are some updates they usually do, they can change the name to something else. All right, but most time the one that comes out recommendable is the one that is in the middle. All right, and let's check out some of the features. For example, this is one that I'll be recommending, the unlimited plan. Now, if you look at it, you can host unlimited websites with it. You get free domain free for 1 year. Now, this unlimited website, maybe after creating this website, you might want to create some other website, so you don't need to get a to purchase a domain. I mean, an hosting again rather. Okay, so you can still use the same hosting plan to host as many websites as possible, as long as you do not go beyond your storage limits. Okay, unlike here where you're going to be getting just 3 websites. Okay, and apart from that, you get more storage. All right, and then you get a list of all these features. So it comes highly recommendable for all kinds of websites. Either you are doing a business website, corporate website, e-commerce website, or just any website, you can still start on this plan. So if for any reason you need more space or you need more features or anything, then you can consider switching to the cloud startup. All right, you can just do an upgrade. Okay, so once you are here, just go ahead and click on choose plan. Next, you are going to be asked to select the period. Now, this period basically means how long do you want to purchase the hosting. Now, there is option of 48 months, 24 months, 12 months, and 1 month. All right. Now, remember I said you're going to be getting a free domain. You are going to be getting a free domain if you are picking either the 12 months, 24, or 48 months. Now, if you pick the 1 month plan, you're not going to be getting a free domain. And by the way, I won't recommend you to go with 1 month, because 1 month is definitely too short for you to host the domain if you are thinking long term. All right, so the one I usually recommend is if you are thinking long term, okay, and you really want to go into this, consider getting the 48 months plan, because you're going to be getting more a higher discount on it. You can see you are going to be saving as high as $768 if you're picking the 48-month plan. But if you're on a budget, okay, because if you are picking the 48-month plan, this is what you're going to be paying, $153.52. All right, and you can see it here. You're going to be getting daily backup, 2 extra months, and domain name. All right, and if you are getting the maybe 12 months, for example, let's see what the price is. So you're going to be paying the $53, and if you are getting the 24 months, you're going to be paying $95. All right, so let's say you want to go for the 48 months plan. Once you select the period that you want to get your hosting, so next thing you want to do is to come over here and click on continue. Next, you'll be prompted to create an account. You can see the option here to register. So you can either register with your Google or with your GitHub, but then you can just use your email. So you put in your email here and your password, and then you go ahead and click on register. Once that is done, the next thing is to put in your billing address. All right, so you put in your first name, last name, all of this detail, your phone number, your address, your city. So once you're done with that, you just press the continue, after which you'll be prompt to make payments. All right, so with respect to payments, there are different payment methods. You can see we have the option to pay with your card. You can pay with PayPal, Google Pay. I have the option of OPay right here, I think based on my country. Now you can also use crypto. You can see we have the option of CoinGate, Alipay, and all of these options. So they have a good payments platform, payment gateway here that you can make use of. I'm very sure you find at least one that will work for you. So once you are done with your payments, all right, whichever one you want to use, just go ahead and click on submit payments. All right. So once you are done with the process, you can see you'll be able to access your account, but then you need to also verify your email, because an email will be sent to you. Once you are done with all of those process, you'll be able to log in with your email and your password you selected while creating an account. All right. So once you're in your dashboard like this, you can see I'm currently on home. Okay. You might see some other information here, but just come over to website, click on website, and then you see the option all websites right here. Once it opens up, you see this option here, which is add website. So go ahead and add website. So if you also want to go ahead and create more websites on the same hosting plan, it's still the same process you're going to follow. So now I've clicked on add website, I'll come over here and click on the option of WordPress. So I select WordPress. The next, you're going to be seeing this, I don't know if I should call it questionnaire or some survey, so you can just answer them randomly. Then here is the next one, create your login to your WordPress account. All right, so this way you're going to create your login details that you're going to be using to access your WordPress account. So this way you're going to put in your WordPress email and then your administrator password. Now you can use a different email, something different from what you use to create your hosting account. All right, so but when you're creating your password, you need to take note of all of this. Make sure it has one number, one symbol, one lowercase, one uppercase, 8 to 50 characters, and only Latin letters. All right. So once you put in all of these, and please take note of your password, it's very important. Take note of your administrator password, like you can see here. All right. So once you fill in all of this information, just go ahead and click on next. So next now is to choose the domain that we want to use. Okay, you can see what domain or subdomain would you like to use. And don't forget what I said a domain is. That's simply the your web address. Okay, those words that you put into your browser to be able to access your website. Now, there are three options. You can see here, claim your free domain. The second one is buy a new domain. And the third one is confirm a domain you already own. All things being equal, if this is your first time, you're going to be claiming your free domain. Okay, so what you're going to do is just come here and put in the domain that you want to use. Let's say this is what I want to use now. All right, now once you put in the domain, if the domain name is available, that means if nobody else is using that name, you're going to see the option here. Once it appears here like this, you're going to see something that will show up like claim your free domain. All right, so you go ahead and click it, and then you'll be able to claim your free domain. Now the second option says buy a new one. All right, so maybe you are creating your second website, okay, and then you've already used your free domain. All right, you can just go ahead and purchase a new domain. So you can see here, maybe if I want to purchase this particular domain now, you can see the option here. I can just go ahead and click on it. Okay, that means you want to purchase your domain from them. Now the third option is to confirm a domain you already own, and which is what I'm going to be using. Now you can use any of the three method that applies to you. Okay, but I'm going to be using this domain gazegbt.com because I already have the domain. Okay, so once I put it in, and that's why you can see this option that you own this domain. So I'll just select it. All right, so you can see this domain is registered at another provider. You have to verify you own it when you connect to the site. All right, so this is what happens if you are using this option, this confirm a domain you already own. All right, so I own the domain. I'll still show you how to confirm it if it's this method you want to use. All right, so once you put in your domain name, so just go ahead and click on next. So we are currently installing our WordPress. You can see installing WordPress. This may take a few minutes. All right. So guys, if you are finding value in this video, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you are still yet subscribed, kindly go ahead and click on that subscribe button right now. So once you are done with WordPress installation, the next thing is going to ask, are you going to create your website with AI or pre-built website and theme? So we are not going to select any of this option. We'll just go ahead and click on go to WordPress. So with this now, our WordPress has been installed successfully and you're going to be redirected to this page. Okay, so just in case once you are directed to this page, and then if you check your browser tab here and you're seeing some random text here instead of your domain name, like you're seeing here, what is happening is that before now it's taking time for your domain name to propagate or to link properly with your hosting. So instead of you to wait, because before now you might need to wait maybe 30 minutes, an hour before it's propagate properly. Okay, but now instead of that, they'll give you some temporary domain for you to get started with. Okay, so much later you can just go ahead and type in your domain name /wp admin to come back to your dashboard like this, just like you can see mine right here, that gazegbt.com /wp-admin. So yours, you just put in your domain name /wp-admin, so you don't need to add these other ones. Okay, so with that being said, once we are here, to just one thing I want you to do is there are some plugins that was installed for us automatically because of our hosting. So what you just go ahead and just go and uninstall them. So you come over to plugin, check this, you'll still leave this light speed cache, you click on bulk action, you deactivate, and then you click on apply. All right, so these plugins are WordPress apps, okay, that add more functionalities, okay, to your website generally. Okay, so once you have deactivated them, the next thing we want to do now is to go ahead and delete. So I select them, come to bulk action, and then select delete. Okay, so because you have to deactivate them before you can delete them, you can't just delete them outrightly. All right, so with that being deleted, the next thing I want to do is to install our theme. Remember, we are creating a website for hotel, and to make that happen, we need a theme. So I'll come over to appearance, select themes. When we talk about themes, this is what is responsible for the design, the layout of your website. It also comes with some additional features that is going to add to your website generally. Okay, so once you click here, you're going to see some of these themes right here from WordPress, the last 3 themes, and then Hostinger recently added this feature to websites, okay, their own theme. All right, so once we install our own theme, just go ahead and delete all other themes. Okay, if there's any theme or plugin you're not using, just click on it, then you click on delete. Okay, so that will help to reduce space on your hosting. All right, so to add our own theme, come over here and click on add theme. Then by default, you see a list of themes. Yes, at the time of making this video, there are about over 8,000 themes available. All right, but this is not the theme that we are going to be using. All right, so to get the theme that we're going to be using, we're going to be using a premium theme that is specifically designed for hotel, resort, accommodation, apartments, hostels, and the likes. Okay, there is a theme that is specifically designed for that. And so to get that theme, so just come over to akprosperblog.com/hoteler. All right, and you'll be directed to this page. Okay, so this is the theme we are going to be making use of. All right, as you can see here, it has about 4.87 rating and over 7,000 sales. Okay, so as at the time of making this video, you also get at a discounted price. They are currently on sales. If they are not on sale, you'll be getting it for $59, which is fair enough for all the features you are going to be getting, and I'm still going to show you briefly. All right, so once you are here, go ahead and add it to cart. So you go ahead and click on checkout. Next, you'll be prompted to create an account. So you can go ahead and create an account with your email. So you put in your email, your last name, your first name, last name, and password. So once you are done with that, you create your account and continue. Then you'll be able to enter your billing address, and then you select your payment method. So with that, you'll be able to purchase this particular theme. Once you are done with purchasing the theme and creating your account, okay, so once you look at the upper right, you see your username somewhere here at the upper right here, and then just over it, you see this option to download. Once you click on it, you'll be directed to this page. Here you are going to see the theme right here that you already purchased. Okay, so this is mine right here. So once you over this download, you click on this download. There are 2 things you need to download here. Number 1, you download this installable WordPress file only, and then you can download either this license certificate, either the PDF or the text format, whichever one. They are both the same thing, just the formats that are different. Okay, so go ahead and download it. So once you are done downloading it, you come back to where we have themes. You click on upload theme. Then you come here to choose file. So the theme that you just downloaded, all right, so this is mine right here. You just select it, open, and then you click on install now. So next, you are going to just come here and click on activate. So once you have activated the theme, the next thing is to, once you scroll down, you see this option that is asking you to enter your purchase code. Now remember the file you downloaded here, that is this PDF or text file. So just go ahead and open it. So I already have mine open here. You can see item purchase code. So just go ahead and copy this code right here, and then you come here and come and paste it under this purchase code, and then you click on register. So mine is already registered. As you can see, this product is registered. All right, and then you can see once it's registered, you see this on register. All right, so the next thing is asking us to install some required plugins. Okay, now since we are creating an hotel website, there are certain plugins that we actually need. So if you look here now, it's telling us that before we should install some required plugin. So those plugins are what are listed here. You can see them. A lot of them are having hotel. You can see this team recommend the following plugin: extended couple map, hotel booking checkout, hotel booking review. You can see a whole lot of plugins that are recommended for us. So just come here, let me dismiss this. All right, so let me also dismiss this. We've done the purchase code registration. So you can see here where it's saying that begin installing plugins. So go ahead and click on it. So here are the plugins that they are asking us to install that is recommended. So just click on these plugins. Then you can see, then you see this bulk action. Then you click on install, and then you click on apply. So all these plugins are going to be installed for us. Okay, so you can see everything has been installed. Now you can return to our dashboard. All right, so once you're back to your dashboard, let me dismiss it. Now pay attention to some of these things that they will show you here, the hotel booking plugin, that there are some pages that you also need to install, okay, so that everything can work very well. You can see booking confirmation and set pages are required to undo booking. So press install pages. So go ahead and install this page and also this page, okay. That's for the checkout page. All right, now you might decide to check pages and check out some of this page. For example, this checkout page, if you go to pages under here, you'll see that there's checkout page here. Okay, you can see that there's a checkout page here. But however, this is not really the checkout page that we are going to be making use of. Okay, so for that now, just come here, okay, and just go ahead and install these 2 pages. And then the second one to go ahead and install it. All right, so now we've installed those 2 pages. If I come back to pages and let me just refresh and see if those pages has been installed. All right, so you can see we have some of those pages that we actually need. They have been installed already, like the booking confirmation, the checkout page itself, the my account page, and a list of other pages. You can see the search and the results page. All right, so guys, if you are finding value in this video, please go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. Okay, now you can see now that we've installed our theme and then we've installed some plugins. You can see we have more options right here. Okay, most especially you can see we have this accommodation, we have bookings and the likes. But then let me show you what our website currently looks like. If I hover over it and I click on view site, that will open up in a new tab. We are going to see what, so you can see this is what our website currently looks like. Now for us to have our complete website, just like we are expecting, or like I showed you earlier. So what we'll do is you come over to where we have this theme settings and go ahead and click on it. So once this opens up, you see this where we have import demo. You click on it. Now it will ask us if we want to import a demo. Then we click on begin importing demo. So basically what this does is it shows us a list of ready-made websites that we can import. Okay, so this is to make our website creation process easy. You can see there are a whole lot of demo. You can preview them one after the other to choose anyone that best fits the kind of website you want to create. And if you are very creative with using Elementor and WordPress generally, you can also create yours from scratch. Okay, but right here there are a lot of demos. This is boutique hotel, cultural hotel, we have beach hotel, we have a demo for luxury hotel, for city hotel. Okay, but for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to be making use of this classic hotel demo. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and click on import demo. Once you click on import demo, the next thing is to click on continue and import and let it to import. You can see importing the content and everything for us. You can see import is complete. You can go ahead and view our site. So if I click here to open up in a new tab, so while that is opening, I can come back to our dashboard. All right, so you can see now it's our website has already been imported, but now we need to configure it such that it will direct us to our home page itself, okay, instead of the blog page. And to do that, from your dashboard, you come over to appearance, okay, then you click on customize. So once you're on the customize page, you scroll down to home page settings, then you select from home page display. Instead of showing latest post, that's why you're seeing blog, you change it to static page, and then on the home, you look for home. All right, so you can see this is it right here. You select home. Now if you have your blog page created, you come here and select blog. All right, the blog page has not been created. Then you select blog and then you click on publish. So you can see we already have our home page. So I can just close this. We are still going to come back to this customize option. So now let me come back to our website and let me refresh this page. So now I've come over to refresh it and you can see we already have our website. Now, if you are noticing something like this or when you import yours, all right, so what you just need to do is to clear your cache. You can see something here. Just come over to your hosting that I recommended earlier. Then from your WordPress dashboard, okay, so this part, you can see I'm currently on the domain. From the WordPress section, you scroll down to the options that shows clear cache. So let me look at it from the dashboard. Okay, so if you scroll down, you can see it's right here that you clear cache. So just click on it. So if you actually want to clear cache, just go ahead and clear it. So once it is cleared, you come back to your to our website again, and then you just refresh. So you can see it is now looking neat and better. Okay, so that is how to fix that in case you come across that. Okay, so now we already have our websites. So as you can see here, now let me also show you some of the things that you also need to know when creating your hotel booking website. Okay, you can see our menu is not yet appearing, and you can see we can also work on our footer to have our own custom kind of footer. Okay, so let me walk you through how you can fix all of those. Okay, so let's come back to our dashboard now. So before we start exploring the options under this menu, you can see now we have more options here. I want to make it known that I already have a comprehensive video where I took out time to explain everything that you are seeing here and how you can make use of them. Okay, especially if you are new to WordPress or web design generally, I will encourage you to start with that video. The link to that video is in the description of this video. Okay, so there are some things that I covered in that video that I didn't even cover right here, even with how far we've got. Okay, so if you're a beginner or you want to just check out that video, I'll encourage you to do so. The link is in the description of this video. Okay, so now to start with, now let's take a look at for example, some of these headers. We have this header and then footer. All right, so this is what is responsible for the header and footer of our website. Let me also open up our website. You can see currently we don't have any menu showing up right here. So if I come to this header, you can see we have the header here, header sticky, and header transparent. All right, so these were created with Elementor, so I can click on edit with Elementor, and if you want to view it, just let me open it in a new tab so that we can view these three headers. So this right here is the header itself, where it is having the menu right here, the logo at the center, and another menu on the right. Then we also have this header sticky. The meaning of this sticky header is the one that will show up when you are scrolling through the page. And then we have this transparent one, which of this color, you can see once a page is transparent, it will just show on the page. Okay, and we are still going to, now you can have it designed in another way, and that's why we have this option edit with Elementor. Like you can see right here, if you click on edit with Elementor, it will look like this. This is where you can edit it. Okay, so like this was created using 3 column. If you click here now, you can select which of the menu you want to use. This is using the menu left, and this is using the menu right. Okay, and the logo is at the center. Now you can be creative with yours. You create a different menu. Maybe you want to have your logo by the left and you want to have your menu at the right. It all depends on you. So you can do the same thing with the header sticker and the header transparent. Okay, so the same thing too with the footer. Okay, now this is for the footer. If I should view this now, let's view our footer. So this was what was used to design our footer. If you want to edit it, or you can as well create yours, you can see new footer, add new footer to create your own custom kind of footer. For instance, by default, this is the footer that we currently have. And if you want to maintain this footer, but you just want to edit it, you just use this option, edit with Elementor. You'll be able to edit everything that is here. Maybe you want to change the logo, change the phone number and the address, including this copyright text. Okay, so you want to change it from what the theme is itself to yours, you can also do so. Right, so let me come back to our dashboard. So away from this header and footer, we also have the option of mega menu and full screen. If you want to make use of this tool, you can just click on it to do that. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about now is this accommodation. Now, if you over accommodation, you see a whole lot of options there, like accommodation, category, amenities, rating types. So let me just go ahead and open each and every one of them so that I can use it to explain how you can set all of this up properly. So guys, if you are finding value in this video, please go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. All right, if you are yet to subscribe, please go ahead and click on that subscribe button. Now, this accommodation that I'm just talking about now is the key part of this video. All right, is the important thing about creating a hotel website or a hotel booking website, vacation, resort, Airbnb, hostel, or apartment website. Okay, so now let's take our time to look at it one after the other. All right, so I might not be going too deep. Like I said, I already have a comprehensive video on it, but if you are familiar with WordPress already, just the explanation I'm going to be giving you here will help you in, going about with what we have here. All right, so this is the accommodation category. This is where you can create a category for your accommodation. All right, for example, by virtue of the demo that we imported, we already have just one standard. If you want to create yours, you can go ahead and add as many categories as possible. So that is for the category part. If you want to also add tags, okay, these are tags that were created already. If you don't want it, you can just click here, come to bulk action, delete, and create your own tag. If you're already in the hotel business, you'll be familiar with some of the tags that you can use. You can create tag based on the types of room, or maybe based on what facility or the other. Away from that, we have amenities. Now, if you look at it, they said these are accommodation amenities, generally the free ones. Example, air condition, Wi-Fi. So the essence of these amenities is you will list out what are some of the free things that they are going to be getting once they are, from each of those accommodations or each of those rooms that they are booking for. For example, is there going to be air condition? Is there going to be Wi-Fi? Is there going to be a working desk? Is there going to be television in the room? Okay, so some of those things are what you are going to create under amenities. Now, if this doesn't fit the kind of amenities you want to create, you can just click on this here, come to bulk action, delete them, and start creating yours. And it's pretty much easy. Just put the name of the amenity here. All right, and then you can leave this log, it's optional. Then you just go ahead and add amenities, and to show up here, you'll be able to tick any of these amenities that is going to be available when you are creating the accommodation under this add new accommodation type. All right, we'll still get there. So that's it on amenities. Then if you also come to rating, now rating was not used, but if you also want to use rating, you can go ahead and create a new rating for your hotel website. All right, so the next one is attribute. Now the attribute is kind of like a little similar to amenities, but this is the difference. It says amenity lets you define extra accommodation data. You can see extra accommodation data such as location or type. So you can use this attribute in your search availability form as advanced search filter. So what this means is that if you want to, for example, now if you want to search, you can see it's just asking for your check-in dates, your checkout date, how many adults, how many children, and you can set. But if you want to have some filter that you can use to sort for accommodations or for room, you can use this attributes to create a kind of new filter for it. Okay, so if you want to use that, you can go ahead and use it. Now another option here is season. Okay, so you can create different season within your hotel booking website. For example, we have normal season. If you want to create a season for winter, for example, you can see this short description here that seasons are real period of time, date, or day that come with different price for accommodation. So that's one of the key things there. You use it to create different price for the same type of accommodation. For example, during winter now, you might want to charge $120 per night for a particular type of accommodation. Now, for the same accommodation during Christmas, you might want to charge $150 per night. So instead of you to be doing it manually or to come in to adjust the price, you can just create season here. All right, so you just come over here and click on add new season, and then you add a name to the season. Then you select when you can see the start date and the end date for that season. Do you want it to be just one-off, or you want it to be annually? That means maybe every year it will automatically, the prices of your rooms or the accommodation will adjust based on whatever it is that you have set up here. Okay, so that's the purpose of this season. So away from that, the next option we have after season is rate. So this is where you are going to set up the price, okay, for all your rooms or all your accommodation. For example, you can see here for this demo we imported now, there are 4 different types of accommodation that was created, and each of those accommodation, this is where you can set their price based on the season. Remember, I just spoke about season. Okay, for the normal season now, it's set to $4.99. If you want to create a new season, or maybe you've created a new season, you can put the price to a different price and select the date range for that particular price. Okay, it all depends on you. So don't worry if you still don't understand all of this explanation and you want to watch I will encourage you to go and watch that comprehensive video. I took out time to create new types of rates, new season, new accommodation type. Okay, but these I want to believe that with this explanation too, you'll be able to get it. But if at all you still are not getting it, just go and watch that comprehensive video. The link is in the description of this particular one. All right, so this is where you create additional services. Okay, maybe like breakfast, airport transfer, any additional services that you want to create for your customers. This is where you can create it. For example, you can see it, they say maybe you want to offer them massage, transfer, babysitting, these additional services that your customer usually asks for. If you're already in the hotel business, you know what some of these services. Now, if you want to charge them, either some might be free, some might be paid, you can set it up like that. You can see add new service, and then you can charge based on the number of guests or number of accommodation. You can see the price, the periodicity. Do you want to just charge them once? Do you want to charge them per day or per guest? You can select that. Do you want to also charge per accommodation or per guest? Okay, so all of these options are available to you, and that's the beauty of this theme. You can see it has everything that you can think of as long as hotel is concerned. All right, so once you are done with setting all of these options, now the next thing you want to do is to come to this accommodation type and create an accommodation. So you create an accommodation based on all those setup that you've done. For example, you're going to create a new accommodation type. You come here and select accommodation type. You go ahead and add title for that accommodation. So once you scroll down, you'll be able to select the number of accommodation. What it means is that, for example, maybe you want to create you have a room called basic room, and that room, how many of such room do you have in your hotel? Okay, so do you have 5 of such rooms? So this is where you are going. This is the meaning of number of accommodations. Okay, then if you want to also add what's the capacity, how many adults are you allowed in that particular room or that particular accommodation, or how many children? Then what's the capacity? What's the maximum capacity? Base adult occupancy, base student occupancy. What's the size? What's the view? Do you have sea view? Does it have swimming pool view? That means if they're in the room, can they see the seaside? Can they see the city view? Can they see swimming pool? So that's the meaning right here. Then for this particular accommodation type, what are the other available services you want that they can choose from? So that is what this part is for. Now, if you look at towards the right, you see that the category we talked about earlier, this is it right here. You can select that, okay, for this particular accommodation, it falls under this category, it falls under this tag. What are the amenities that are available for this type of accommodation or this type of room that when they are booking for it? So you can select from all of the available amenities that are right here. So next, if you look here, if you scroll down again, this is where you can add your photo gallery, that is images about the hotel. Maybe you're going to show the different section of the rooms or of the accommodation. And here you select the featured image. That's the image that is going to introduce or the hotel in your website. All right. So away from creating it like this, you can also use the option of Elementor to create the accommodation type. For example, now if you look at our website now, and then let's see, but okay, you are still going to see an accommodation type. And I'll still show you what it actually looks like. Okay, so once we create our menu, okay, you're supposed to have it on the menu. All right, so with that now, we've covered the accommodation part. Okay, there's still something that's left that we have not covered. So the next one is settings. Okay, so this way you're going to do all the settings that has to do with accommodation. You can see under accommodation we have settings, and if you look at them one after the other, so this is where you're going to select some of the default pages. All right, for example, like the search result page is already set to set results, but in case you need to change it to a different page, okay, but by default it is okay. But you can see we have two search results, so whichever one you want to use, okay, so do make sure you select the appropriate one. The checkout page is it's advisable to leave it at the booking confirmation, because you still see the option of checkout again, so don't get confused with that. Okay, and then you see the terms and conditions. This is where you select. Now the advantage of this is that remember when we're checking out that it says you've agreed to our terms and conditions. So once you select your terms and condition page from here, you know, it creates that link from that what is showing on that your checkout page and this page itself. Okay, away from that, this confirmation mode is how do you want people to be able to confirm their booking? Is it by customer via email, by the admin? That means once there is a booking or a reservation, the admin will have to confirm it that, okay, this is already been confirmed. Or you want it to be automatically confirmed once they make payment. So this is where you can select this confirmation upon payment. Then the booking confirm page, you can set up some of this page. You know, if you want to have more understanding on this, like I said, in that comprehensive video, I took out time to explain everything right here. Then this account creation, right? I'm always okay with these two options. Okay, what it means is that if you allow you customers to create an account during checkout, so that means once they are checking out, they will be prompted to, there will be an option where they can tick to create an account. So based on the name they provided, based on their email, an account will be created to them for them, and an email will be sent to them that we've created an account, and an automatic password will be generated for them. Now they can log in again to now change the password. Okay, why the second option says allow customer to log in to their existing account during checkout. So that means once they're in their checkout page, an option will be shown that do you want to log into your existing account? Okay, that is for those that already have an account. But if you choose this automatic create an account for a user at checkout, you know, there won't be an option to ask them if they want to create an account. There won't be an option to ask if they want to log into an existing account. Okay, so you need to take note. So these are some of the things that might want to confuse you when you are creating your account, or I mean when you are setting up your website, or when you're on your checkout page. Okay, so this is the search option, max adult, max children. This is where you can set that up. If all of these options. All right, now the reason why I won't really tell you which option you should choose here is that they perform different function, and it all depends on what you actually want. Okay, so you might have you might want a particular feature on your own hotel website, and the other person might not want it. So there are a lot of options, and that is why the theme itself is providing you with all these options so that you can choose it based on what you want. For example, now under this guest management, now you can see enable adult and children app option for websites, and that is what you are seeing here, that you can see there is adult and children option here, that you might want that for your website. Now some person might not want adult and children, some might not want guests, and that is what you are going to see, this disable children option for websites. Then you can see hide children feed and use guest label instead. So it's a matter of preference. Some person might want to be interested in you stating categorically that how many adults, how many children are you bringing in. Why some, they don't care, they can count everybody as a guest, either or is a child or an adult. Okay, so that depends on you. So you set up your currency here. For example, the decimal separator, I want my thousand separator to be comma, so it all depends on you. And then I want my decimal separator to be full stop. Okay, so all these miscellaneous talks about the square, you know, all of these options, the check-in time, the default check-in and check-out time, you know, your bed type, you can create it here. Okay, so any changes that you do here, do make sure you can also set how you want your calendar to appear. It's currently set to minimal. You can change every other thing, and then all of these options. So anything you change, just make sure you save that changes. Okay, now away from this general, it's pretty much long, we also have this admin email. So for admin email is where you are going to set up all the emails you are going to receive as an admin. And when I say as an admin, that means you have access to the back end of the website, or maybe you don't manage the website. So all the emails you are going to get, you can see they have been created for you, but if you need to recustomize them, you can do so. There are some email tags right here that you can make use of. If you need, maybe you want to create booking ID, this is the short code you are going to use within the email. All right. So what it means that this is going to be the subject, the header, and this email is for a pending booking. If there's a pending booking, you are going to receive an email as an admin, and this is the mail you are going to receive. So if I should scroll down again, you see the approved booking. If a booking has been approved, this is the email you are going to receive as an admin. All right. And a whole lot of other things, that interaction or action that might go on your website, as long as booking is concerned. Once there's a cancelled booking, you as an admin, you are going to receive an email. Okay. So the same thing with the customer. You can see there's a customer section also. This is the emails that the customer is going to receive, just like the admin. Okay, there might be a slight difference. For example, for the customer one, there's a greeting there. You can see dear, then the customer first name and last name. Your reservation is pending. Okay, so those are some of the difference that is there. This is for when there's a new booking email, when an approved booking email and the likes. Okay, so and if you don't want anyone to be enabled, you can just check this option to disable this notification. All right, then we also have the email settings, where you can set where the administrator email, the from email. So the from email, you can put it like maybe booking@yourhotelname.com, whatever, or then the from name, you can change it to the name of your hotel. That's okay, this so that they can know that this is where the email is coming from. If you want your logo to appear on the email they are going to receive, just put in your logo URL. And for you to get this, you come over to media. You can see media here. Once you've uploaded your logo to your media file, just copy the link and come and paste it here. Then your footer text, whatever you want to put as your footer text, this is where you can change it or adjust it. Okay. Away from that, your payment gateway, this is where you are going to set up payment. All right. We have the option of using pay on arrival, direct bank transfer, PayPal, to checkout, Stripe, Braintree, and then these are the ones available. Now, if you want to use a payment gateway that is not on this list, then you can integrate it with WooCommerce Payment. Okay, so just look for the plugin that works with that particular payment gateway that's available for WordPress. For WooCommerce rather, and then you integrate it here. Then there are other options here. You can select how they want to pay. User pays, is it full amount you want to collect or deposit? You can set it here. If you want to collect deposit, you want to collect a fixed amount or a certain percentage of the total. As you can see, all these options are available to you. It all depends on what you want. Okay, so your reservation and field transaction page, it has been selected automatically. So if you need to select a different page, or maybe if you have more than one page for that and you want to select the right page, you can do so. So your default gateway, that, okay, for example, now, like I said, you can use, maybe you want to use pay on arrival and direct bank transfer. You can use 2-3 payments gateway. So the customer can decide to now choose that, okay, this is what I want to pay. Okay, I want to pay with PayPal, I want to pay with Stripe, or maybe they want to do pay on arrival. So you can use multiple payment system, right? But here you are not going to select that. This is going to be the default one, that, okay, this is the first one that people will be prompted to use. Okay, so when they choose not to use it, they can then use other ones. Right, so all of these options are there for you. And then we have some extensions that you might want to add, and then you can see some extensions like checkout field, payment request, invoice. If you want to integrate MailChimp, you can do that from here. If you want to set up your multi-currency, you can do that from here. All right, and under advanced is where you want to put in some API keys. If you want to use some API keys, you can do so from here. All right, so another one I want to show you, okay, those are the options available under settings. So once you are done with settings, the next one is language. So if you come over to language, this is where you can set up the multilingual part of your website. So if you want your website to be multilingual, whereby you can have it in English and some other languages, so this is where you can do that, courtesy of the theme. So next is shortcode. So if you scroll down, the last one here is shortcode. So this place shows you a list of shortcodes, all right, that you can make use of either to create a page or a particular section of your website. All right, for example, if you need the availability search form, this is the shortcode that you're going to use. Okay, and this is these are some parameters that you can use with the shortcode. All right, you can see example right here. For example, like this now, availability calendar, this is the shortcode. But if you want to use any of these, you can see you can just mix it like this to have something like this. Okay, for example, like this that I'm seeing here is availability calendar, is to show which date in the calendar that those rooms or those accommodations are available. Then this is telling you the calendar ID, the months to show, should it show 2 or 3? Okay, so you can just go through it. So if there's anything you want to create and you need shortcode, just go through it, and then you see a list of available shortcode right here. Okay, so with that, now we've looked at the options under accommodation. The reason why I'm taking out time to explain it is because this is the key thing in the hotel website. Okay, the accommodation, the setting up of the accommodation itself. But like I've mentioned severally, if you want to have a comprehensive understanding on all of this, just check out that my comprehensive video on how to create an hotel website. The link again is in the description. All right, so next, now let's come over to booking and let me show you what options are available here. So if you come over to where we have booking, you can see we have a list of all these options here. So for bookings now, all bookings, this is where you're going to see all the bookings that are coming in. All right, and you see the status, the when the check-in, and the checkout date, how many number of guests, the customer info, the price, and all of this information. All right. Then next to it is we have this payment history. All right, so you're going to see information about all the payments, the ones that were pending, the one that failed, the one that are still on hold, how they paid, what payment gateway did they use, the date, and everything. You see it here. All right, now you can, one thing about this is that you can also access it from the back end. And back on this all booking, you as an admin, you can also make a booking on behalf of a customer, and this can come very handy if you're operating from the hotel itself or the resort itself and there's a working customer. You know, you can also give someone an access. Okay, I'll still show you the part of the user that will be able to, you know, come to new booking and create a booking for the working customer. All right, you can see where you select your check-in date, checkout date, the accommodation type, and then you search and then you choose from the available booking. Okay, so you can also do that as an admin, or maybe so based on the roles that was given to you to access the back end of the website. Okay, so this can be used for the hotel management system. All right, in terms of payment also, apart from payment that was made on the website, you can also come here and make payments on behalf of customers or clients. Okay, all right, then you come to this booking calendar. So under booking calendar, you're going to see all the rooms that you have available. All right, you can see all your accommodations and then all the dates. Here you see which of these rooms has been booked. You see the ones that have been booked will show booked, depending will show this color, external and blocked. All right, so those ones that are blocked are rooms that you block, that maybe those rooms are not available, or maybe somebody has booked all those rooms and you want to block it for, so that other people will not be able to book that same room. All right, so you see them here. You can also choose the period. You can choose a custom period and the likes. You can see there's also this new booking here. You as someone that has access to the backend, you can also book for working customer or on behalf of a customer. So away from that, the next one is customers. This is where you are going to see like customers. You are going to see information about all the people that have created and that has booked in your hotel. Okay, you see their information right here, or those that also created accounts. You can see the date they registered, their last time they were active. You are going to find all those informations here. Now remember, you can also create coupon. So this is where you can create coupon. So if you want to create coupon, just come over here to add new coupon. But first, you need to enable the use of coupon. I think we didn't enable it. The option to enable coupon is under accommodations settings that we looked at earlier. So if you enabled it, you'll be able to add a new coupon. So you can select how the coupon will work. This is where you're going to put in the coupon code itself. You select the accommodation that you want to apply the coupon for. If it is everything, just Control A. You can see you select everything. What are the type of accommodation, coupon you want to offer? Is it percentage discounts, fixed discount, or fixed discount on daily and nightly price? Okay, it all depends on you. Okay, so you want to also give discounts on the services. So this one is for service discounts, this one is for fee discounts, and this is for the accommodation discount itself. So there are different types of discount that you might want to give. Okay, so here you set up the usage restriction. When do you want it to expire? The check-in after or check-out after. All of this information. Then the usage. Usage limits, how many times can they use that coupon? You can set it here, maybe the first 20 people to use the coupon, and then here to tell you how many of those people have used it. Okay, so that is how this coupon works. Then the next option you see here is your booking rules. This is where you can set up some rules. Now these rules are quite optional, but all of these options are made available to you courtesy of the theme that we are using. All right, so the check-in dates, if you want to add rules, you can go ahead and put in that for the check-in dates. these are the days that they can. If there's a particular, maybe you don't want them to be able, people cannot check in on Wednesday, then you won't check Wednesday. So maybe there's a particular accommodation time that they cannot check in. You are going to set those rules there. Okay. So also checkout days. Guests can check out any day, okay, because there's no rule, so they can check out on any day. If you don't want guests to be able to check out on a Thursday, for example, you just uncheck it, okay. So that is how this works. So the minimum stay, the maximum stay, for those that want to do sleepover or stay, what is the maximum number of days they can stay, or the minimum? If you want to add all of these, you can do that using this rule. If you want to block some accommodation, okay, maybe for example, if I click on add rule now, maybe for example, I want to block superior room. Okay, and remember that superior room, we have 10 of those rooms. Maybe I want to block everything that, okay, maybe this superior room will not be available when people are trying to book on the website. Okay, maybe for some reason or the other, maybe somebody else has booked everything or has asked, or maybe there's a fault with that superior room and you don't want it to be available. You can do so from here. All right, so let me delete it. So there are a list of other things here that you might want to look into in terms of booking rule. Then the next one is taxes and fees. You can see it here, taxes and fees. So if you want to charge taxes, this is where you can go ahead and click on add new. You give it a name and then you decide how you want to charge. Is it per guest, per accommodation, per day, or per accommodation in terms of percentage? Okay, then you go ahead and set it up. If you want to charge fees based on, then you want to charge also accommodation tax. This is for tax. If you want to charge tax on the services, you can do so there. If you want to charge fee taxes, okay, you can also do that. Just click on add new. Then you decide how you want to set this up. Okay, away from tags, we also have notification. So if you want to create a new notification, just create add new notification. Okay, and this is where you can set up different kind of notification. Is that the only option here is email, and it can be automatic or manual. When do you want this notification to be sent? Is it one day before check-in or check-out, or number of days after check-in or check-out? You can use this to pass information either to the admin or to customer or to some certain emails. Okay, a typical example is you might want to send maybe somebody that has booked ahead. You might want to send them a notification that, okay, your booking is in 2 days time. All right, or maybe after someone has checked out, you can decide to send them a mail 1 day after they've checked out that, okay, thank you for using our hotel or for choosing our resort. We are looking forward to having you again. You can be creative with something like that, and this is where you can customize the email. All right, and you can use all these email tags to make it more to personalize some information depending on the kind of email that you are creating. Okay, so next we have checkout feed. Now these are the informations that the customers will have to fill when they are checking out of your hotel. If you want to add a new feed, you can see add new checkout feed. Okay, so if when you're creating yours, your checkout feed is not showing up, you might need to just come here, edit them and just save them again. All right, and everything will populate when checking out. All right, so away from that, we have this sync, import and export calendar. So basically this part is if you want to, you can just synchronize your booking across all online channel like booking.com, TripAdvisor, Airbnb. So if you want to do that, this is where you can do. You want to synchronize it with all of these platforms, you can do so from here. So if you want to generate reports, the last one we have here is reports. If you want to generate reports based on the activities going on with your hotels or with the bookings, and you can see confirmed, pending, cancelled, and everything, you can do so, and then you can also export them. You can see there's an option to export some of this information. Maybe you want to use it for auditing or for record purpose. Okay, you can do so from here. So with that, we've covered the two major things about hotels and website generally, or hotel booking. This is the accommodation and booking. Now let me also show you some random things that you might also need to know. Okay, so yours is showing store is coming soon. All right, so just click on it, and then this page will show up site visibility. Just go ahead and set it up to live, and then you click on save changes. So away from that, now we've looked at, now this is the pages part where you are going to be able to create all the pages. All right, so like I said, you can create your page using shortcode. You can also create your page using an Elementor page builder. All right, but then remember we reported a demo, so all those pages that we need has been created for us. So another one I want to make mention of is if you come over to appearance, we have this option of menu here. So if I should open this up, so this is where you can create your menu. So by default, now we have some menu that has already been created. So you can just go ahead and delete it and create your own menu. So you can see create a new menu. All right, so this is how it works. Once you have all your pages, For example, I want to create a new menu, so I click on create a new menu. So I can name this, let me just name this main menu 1. All right, okay, main menu, M-E-N-U, main menu 1. I'll click on. Now, for now, you can just leave this option to select where you want the menu to display. So just click on create menu. So now I've created the menu. You can say add menu items from the column on the left. So now you come over here where we have pages. You can just view all and select what page you want to be on that menu. For example, now I can decide to add the home, about. So I've selected these two from pages, and then I'll click on, if I should scroll down, see add to menu. All right, I can also use the option of using custom links. So if I see custom links here, maybe I want to use an option called I wanted to show our rooms. Okay, then I don't want it to link to anything. I'll just put this here. I click on add to menu. All right, so now I can now, under this, I want to create a drop down menu so that I can just create a link to some of the rooms that we have. Okay, so you just paste the link here, and then you come over to the text, and maybe we have basic room. All right, then you click to okay, you need to put it. Now you go to this basic room and get the link itself. Okay, and then you paste the link here. So let me just use this for tutorial purpose, and then I go ahead and add it. All right, so I can decide to make this basic room here to be a sub menu under rooms. So now you can see this basic room. What I'll just do is to drag it to the right. It becomes a sub menu under our rooms. Okay, and that is how the other menus were being created. So let me go ahead and save this. Okay, so that's how you can create your menu, and you can have as many menus as possible depending on where you want to place them on your website. Okay, so if you want to get idea, you can check out some other websites and see what their menu looks like. So let me show you what this menu left, menu right, menu left. Okay, menu left here, select. So let me just use that as explain what we have here. So for example, on this menu left now, you can see we have the home, our rooms. Under our rooms, we have these superior rooms, deluxe, signature. You can see it will be a sub menu under our room. Then we have this about. All right. So you can use custom link, you can use category to create menu. Now, if you're importing your demo and you want to maintain the same menu that they are using, you have to take note that what they used are custom links. So you need to update some of these links to your own home page itself. Or better still, you can just remove it, and then you select come to view all home. Since you already have a home page, then you click add to menu. So you can see we already have our own home page itself that will link to our own page. All right, so you need to take note, because since it's a demo, some of these links we are redirecting to some other pages. All right, so you need to take note of that. So anything you do on that menu, don't forget to save them. All right, so one more thing I also want to talk about before we round up on this video, okay, because I don't want the video to be too long, okay, because I already have a comprehensive video on everything that we are doing right here, is to come over to appearance and the customize option. So guys, if you are finding value in this video, please give the video a thumbs up, okay, and do make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are still here. So please show some love. Go ahead right now, click on that subscribe button and click on that bell icon so that you can get notified of my subsequent videos. All right, so go ahead right now, click on that subscribe button, go ahead and smash it. Okay, so now under here, once you're on this customize, you're going to be seeing your website on the right. If you are familiar with WordPress already, you won't have problem with all these options, but let's just look at it briefly. The first, we have site identity. So this is where you're going to enter your site title. You can go ahead and give it your hotel name. Maybe the name of my hotel is PA Hotels. Okay, then I can just add maybe I can just add best and luxury or most luxurious hotels in Lagos. Then here you add in a tagline, just like you can describe your website in a few words. This is where you add your site icon. Okay, let me show you what that site icon means. If you check your browser tab now, you can see right here on this Gmail, we have this envelope here, we have this H, we have this logo here. So that's the meaning. This is where you can put in that site icon. Okay, so you can just select it. Preferably, you just use your logo. So for example, maybe I want to use this now as mine. So I just select it. Okay, then I want to skip cropping. The size is okay, and you can see it right here. So don't forget, anything you do here, make sure you publish. And if you are making any changes on this customize section and you are not seeing it on your website, okay, please just revert to what it was, because that's why you can see everything that is going on the side. So for site logo, this is where you are going to upload your logo. So we have the option of rectangle logo. Just read this description here. So go ahead and select your rectangular logo and then your transparent logo. All right, and you can adjust the logo margin and the size. So away from that, we also have this general option. This is where you can select everything that has to do with images. Next is lightbox font, the typography for your website. This is where you can set out the font size and the font family that you want to use. Okay, and then the background color. Okay, for example, now the main content background color is this. If I change it to let's say to gold now, so you can see it here, so part of it will change like that. Okay, so basically you might not need to touch anything here, okay, but I just want to show you where they are in case you need to. Then for navigation, if you look at it under general, so enable sticky header, then display header content form. You can see now it's currently set to general menu layout, but I want to switch it to header content. So what this does, it will allow me to select from, remember when I showed you header, for example, from this header, under this header we have different options here. So this is where I can now select my header content. So here I want to use header. For the default sticky header content, I will select header sticky. Then for the transparent, I'm going to select the header transparent. Okay, so you have different menu layout that you can also choose from. It's currently loading, that's why it's doing this. And then I can turn this off. I don't want to use this. I don't want to also use this. So you see that with this option now, we already have the header design, whatever this header design that you did under that header section here. Okay, just in case you change yours or use a different design, this is where you can enable it. So you can see it here. Our menu is now showing up. Okay, and all of this. If I should scroll down now, you can see this is the sticky header. It goes with all the page as you scroll down. Then some pages might use the transparent header also. So don't forget to always publish. So away from general, we have typography. So this is where you can select your menu font typography. Okay, and then away from this, we also have colors. If you want to set up the color for menu, now this color part might not work because this menu, we created it using Elementor, so this will not overwrite Elementor designs. Okay, so for sub menu, mega menu, and if you want to enable top bar, so just click here to enable it. A bar will appear at the top of the menu. Okay, but for this I don't want to use it. I can just disable it back. All right, so we have contact info. If you're using top bar, this is where you can update. Make sure you update this because there are some other parts of the website that are using this contact address or contact hours and phone number. So make sure you update this to fit yours. Then we also have the side menu and full screen. If you are using the full screen, this is where you are going to select the full screen that you want to use. Full screen menu. That is a menu that will just appear all over the screen once you click on a particular hamburger menu. So this is the full screen menu here. If you created a full screen menu, so this is where you are going to select, and you can see full screen menu effect. You want to scroll up, scale up, scale down, move down, or whatever. Okay, so away from navigation now, we also have the header. So this is where you can set your header background. For example, let's see on a particular page now, maybe on our About Us page, for example. So this is where you can select, okay, not on this page, but there's a particular page that you might be on. You can set your background, your page title. You want it to be at the center or at the right. Okay, let me come back to home and see if I can show you so that you can have understanding of what I'm talking about. So I'm currently on the search results page, and if I should, let me come back here and look at it from the background now. If you want to change you can see page header background color is set to this white. If I change it to red now, you can see. So this is the part that is responsible for that. So let me just return it back to what it was. So you can adjust any of this if you need to. And if you want to add image, you can see background image settings and the likes. Okay, and then the page title is currently center. If I want it to be at the left, you can see it's for center. You can also adjust the padding and every other typography also. Okay, so away from this, also for header, we also have the sidebar. So if you want to do anything that has to do with the sidebar, enable sticky sidebar, yes, because on some page it has sidebar and I like it to be sticky so that once it's a long page and the sidebar is very short, it will still remain visible. So that should be turned on. Then we also have footer. So just like we did for header, okay, we also have for footer. You can see this is what we have as our footer. But we can come over to general. And then for footer, instead of, I want to select display footer content from where I want it to show from the footer contents. Okay, then here I'm going to select the footer I want to use, which is this footer. And that's the footer that was created under this particular footer. Okay, so once I've selected that, you can see So whatever design you have here for your footer is what will show up. So there are still other options here like columns and the likes, but all I can say is that since this was created using Elementor, all of this will not be able to override the Elementor design. Okay, so away from footer now, let's come back to blogs. All right, so if you have the blog page created, you'll be able to set up how your page, your blog will show up. Okay, so if you come over to pages, okay, and then you create a blog page, all right, you'll be able to do this here. Away from that, we have accommodation. So under accommodation, single accommodation, how you want it to display, you can do that from here. Then there's another option, which is this booking progress bar. Okay, if I should enable it now, it should be able to show up right here. So you can see it here. Okay, so I always like this to show up to give the customer an idea of how many steps they need to take before they complete their booking. And if you need to change the color, this is where you can change the color right here. So for search results, remember I said this search result, you can decide how you want it to appear. It's currently set to classic. You can switch to list view and then just choose any view that you can see. This is how list view looks like. You can also switch to grid view. It all depends on what you want. Okay, so you can see it right here. I kind of like this grid view also. It kind of makes sense. So don't forget to always publish. All right, so close, and then the currency part, this is 1000 separator and the decimal separator. We've done this under settings, so the option is also here if you need to adjust it. Okay, so away from that shop, we are not using shop, so I'll leave that. Then pages, this is for the 404 page. If you have a separate page for your 404 page, you can go ahead and select it right here. Then away from this, we also have this menu. So this is where you can also select your different menu and their locations. For example, if you view all locations, your primary menu, maybe I want to be menu left. Then for my secondary menu, I want it to be menu right. Maybe your footer menu, you can also set this up. This will help your mobile view. Again, you can also see what your website looks like on mobile with the customize option. Okay, so you can see it. So if I should click here now, okay, let's see. Okay, we've not set mobile menu. Okay, you can see I want it to be menu left options to show up. Okay, so if I should click here now, you can see to show up. So with this now, you can also create a separate menu for mobile. Okay, for example, instead of having these three things, I can combine all the options I have both on menu left and menu right. I'll create a separate menu for mobile. Okay, so that as I'm seeing home, our rooms, about, I can also see that wellness. Let me come back to desktop. So like I can see, if I want to have all of these options for mobile and menu, so I'll have to create a separate menu for mobile, and then I'll come here and select it from here. Okay, so away from this, let me just go ahead and publish. So if I should come over here, away from this, we also have this widget. There's a separate place I like to work with widgets. Okay, so we'll still get there. Then this home page setting, we've been here before. So once you create your blog page, come here and select your blog, so that will be the default page for blog. Then we don't really need to do anything with WooCommerce because we are not using WooCommerce right here. Okay, then if you're familiar with using CSS, you want to add some CSS custom styles sheet, this is where you are going to paste it. Okay, so just go ahead and publish. All right, so once you are done, just click on this X to close it and return back to your dashboard. So guys, I hope you are still finding value in this video. Okay, so we've covered a larger part of what we want to cover in the course of this video. So another thing I want to make mention of is if you come over to appearance, remember the widget I talked about. So I always like to work on my widget from here. So if you open up your widgets right here, so you can see this is where you're going to set up most of your sidebar, like your page sidebar, your blog sidebar, your category sidebar, your search sidebar. So this is where you are going to set that up. For example, if you have this reservation sidebar now, what you see there is this hotel booking currency switcher. We saw that earlier. It will show you your search availability and then it will show the address. So this is where you come and update all of this information. For example, like this search sidebar. Okay, there's nothing on the search sidebar, and we saw it earlier when we were on Elementor. There's nothing showing up on the sidebar. But if you want to put anything on the sidebar, you can choose from all of these options here. Okay, to put anything on the sidebar. All right, so anything you want to add on that sidebar, you can just drag them in. Maybe I want to put in, just for tutorial purpose, for example, I want to add hotel currency switcher. Now I can just click on it and drag it here. Okay, and it will appear here, or maybe I can just come here and then it will show up and I'll select which of this sidebar or this area of the website I want it to show up, I'll select it and I'll click on add widgets. Okay, so you can just be creative with this. Okay, for example, the term sidebar, okay, there's nothing there. Booking confirmation sidebar, we have something there. Okay, so this is how you can go ahead and adjust your widgets. Okay, so other things that I also want to make mention of is if you come over to settings, okay, under settings, and if you come over to general, if you are creating a website where you want people to be able to log in to create an account as your customer, there's something you also need to do, which is this place where we have membership. Make sure you check it that anyone can register. Then new user default role, you set it to host hotel customers. So anybody that's creating an account, you see them as a customer. Okay, so once you've done that, you can also set your date format and your time format. And then another important thing is to add a tagline. You can give maybe a description. You can say in few words, explain what this site is all about. Okay, so you go ahead and do this. So once you are done, go ahead and save changes. So away from this now, another thing is users. Remember, while we were working, I was talking, come over to user, you see all user. I said you might want to give someone access to the back end of your website apart from yourself. So this is where you are going to do it. Once people also start signing up, you are going to be seeing their information right here. But if you want to have somebody else, give someone else access to the back end of your website, so you come over to add user. So this is where you're going to add the user. You put in their username, their email, their first name, last name, and all of this information. And then you give them a role. Okay, so you might want to give them a role maybe as hotel worker, hotel manager. All right, so these people will have different level of access. They won't have the entire access that you have as an admin over here. Okay, but maybe as the hotel manager now, they might be able to see the booking, they might be able to make booking for customers, you know, like that, but they won't have full access like this. Okay, so you need to take note. The highest role here is editor. For example, now, like contributor will be able to add blog posts to your website, but they can't publish. You know, I think the author or editor will have to come in and publish it. Okay, so you need to take note of that. So that's how you can give someone access to the back end of your website. Okay, so that's it on that. So with that now, let me come back to our dashboard. Okay, so I didn't save, so let me just go ahead and leave that. So with that now, I've covered the major things that you need to know as long as creating a hotel website using the Hoteler WordPress theme is concerned. And then if there's any part you think I didn't mention, let me know in the comment section, or I will encourage you to go and watch my comprehensive video on how to create an hotel website using the Hoteler WordPress theme. Okay, that is more detailed enough. But even with this that you've watched, I want to believe this guide will put you through in everything you need to know about creating a hotel website. So like I mentioned earlier, the theme that we use, the link again, you find it in the description. And if you want to take advantage of the 75 to 85% discounts you're going to be getting on hosting plus free domain, the link is in the description. And every other important links that you will need, like for example the links to the short code, and if you need images for your website, I'm going to give you some recommendation in the description of this video. All right, and also let me know what kind of hotel website are you creating, and if you are done creating your hotel website using this video guide, just put the link to your hotel in the comment section, and then I'm going to check it and give my own honest review on that. So guys, I hope you really find value in this video. I hope this video is very helpful to you in creating your hotel website. If it does, just let me know in the comment section. Do make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Do make sure you like and also share this video. All right, so guys, thank you very much for watching. My name is Prosper, and with that, I'll see you all in another video. Bye for now. So you can see this part has changed to guests from adult and children. Let's see. And then if you should scroll up, you can see this is the menu like showing, but if I should scroll down, then the sticky menu has appeared. Okay.